Dumpster Divas. Welcome back to another one of our little YouTube lives here. I am running solo today and I am happy to be here with you all. It's just me. It's me in my apartment, staring at the camera, waiting for all of the amazing Dumpster Divas to hit this chat. And we got a lot to cover. This is a great episode of Summer House. I feel like my ring light, I look a bit like Make-A-Wish foundation. I need to change a couple things. One second. Is that offensive? Maybe. That's probably not a nice thing to say. Hi, Courtney. How are you? Let's see. There, that's a little better. A little more life behind the eyes. Happy Thursday, everyone. Once again, if you are listening to the playback of this after the fact, we go live now every Thursday at 7 p.m. to dive into. Right now, we're chatting Summer House. I may transition to a couple other things as well, depending on who's on. Next week, Kendrick Tucker will be. Oh, sorry, that's incorrect. Next week, Emily Hanks will be joining me, and we will chat Summer House. The week after that, Kendrick Tucker will be here, and he doesn't watch Summer House, so we may pivot on something else. Oh, hi, Kristen. Y'all. Okay. Well, first of all, Courtney, hello. Did I think I said hello already. Kristen also. Hi. Kristen is um one of the OG dumpster divas. Isn't that right, Kristen? Been here since the jump. So, Kristen, I'm so happy that you are here in the chat with us today. If you are new to the lives, please write some questions in the lives. I like to interact with y'all in the comments. So, if you have questions about pop culture, Bravo, anything that's going on in the dumpster dive sphere, please let us know. Vanessa, welcome, welcome, welcome. Once again, if you're listening to this after the fact, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Dumpster Dive Pod. YouTube.com/Dumpster Dive Pod. Subscribe, weekly lives. I'm also now posting all of the podcast episodes there as well in video form. We have a great episode that's dropping tomorrow with the ladies of the Bravo docket. So we dive into a lot of legalese. Is that a word? I don't think so. You can call me Tom Hamlet Esquire for the hour that that episode is airing. So a lot of fun stuff. But I want to get into some headlines before we jump into this, once again, wild episode of Summer House. But this isn't reality. Oh, hi, Christina. Hi, Christina. Also, we have all the OG dumpster divas here. Christina, you and Kristen are two of our OGs from the olden days of the podcast. So thank you for being here. No, I would be remiss not to spend a little time talking about the divas who went to space. It's not reality TV, but it feels reality TV adjacent. When are we getting Housewives in space? Real Housewives of what, the moon? No, people can't live on any of these things, but you know what I mean. So a gaggle of girls went to space, seemingly not kind of understanding the social impact of that when the world is on fire and people can't afford to do anything. One of which being Katy Perry, who apparently went up into space and while they were there, of course, sang. Oh my God, JW is here. Hi, JW. Of course, she's saying "What a Wonderful World." I wish she had sang "Roar." Like the bridge of Roar, where it's like, oh, I got the, like as they're breaking through the stratosphere. Is that what it's called? I'm a dumb diva. Okay, I can't. I don't know about what's up there. And then wait, Courtney says, "Do you think Katie will release a new space themed song? She loves cross promo. I'm sure, written by Dr. Luke." Which, guys, we must never forget that she works with Dr. Luke still. She works with Dr. Luke. If you don't know who Dr. Luke is the music producer that allegedly sexually assaulted Kesha and is just terrible about giving artists royalties and all those things. I bring up this whole Dr. Luke thing though because when she posted that she went to space, Wendy's got into the comments and said, please don't come back or something like that. Or like take her from us, space. And which I have mixed feelings on, to be honest with you. Like, do we really need our brands like getting into the comment sections of Twitter and being like mean? I think it's funny when they like flirt with each other, but um so she got Wendy's got in the comment section. Then Wendy's just started like feuding with Katie, and then Kesha posted an image of herself sucking down extra large Sprite in a Wendy's cup, and the internet was all in flames because I think, well, we all know it was a direct comment at a little F. Can I flip people off on YouTube? YouTube has some censor things, so I don't know. Um, but yeah, JW says, to be fair, Wendy's has been unhinged for years. They have been. They have been. I don't. I'm kind of here for it, but I also like. Here's the thing. I'm here for it because we hate Katie, but what I don't want is Wendy's in my DMs doing something to me or any other corporation calling me the F slur in the DMs. Not in 2025. We do not need to be drawing more attention to the fact that I'm gay. um earlier. Oh, uh, Evelyn says we are at the end stage of capitalism and corporations are in the comments. It is. No, the end stage. What comes after the end stage? I'm scared, y'all. But you know what? We aren't going to talk about that today. We're not. Um, I think everyone in the comments, as well as myself, as well as everyone at home, was disappointed that Gail was there. And then Gail also, in the aftermath of it, has just kind of doubled down on this whole like I was in space thing, and she's like, well, you should go to space and then tell me what you think about it." It's crazy, right? Well, why don't you go? I'm like, Gail, Oprah has taught you better than that about how to appropriately answer a question. That meme that's going around everywhere, I don't think I can get it. I don't think I have the. I've got a lot going on here today. I don't think I can get the image up because I didn't save it previously, but of Gail being ringing that bell, and then she's just like, so good. It's so good. So good. Yes, we're getting a lot of Tyra Banks comments in the comment section. Y'all, if you're listening to this back, you gotta comment. You gotta come here live, and the chat is alive and well. Um, no, we have two Tyra comments. How many people were scared? And we also have, we were all rooting for you. Little do you guys know that in the chat is an ANTM encyclopedia. The host of the now completed podcast Pod Leadum is here in the chat, JW Crump. So go listen to Pod Leadum. Make sure JW still gets his dollars from the Pod Leadum listeners. So shout out. Okay, Kristen is leaving. Bye, Kristen. Yeah, so it's space. I'm not here for it. And did you also hear that Gail was talking about how how Jeff Bezos has ideas of like taking the waste in Earth and bringing it to space? That's like one of his ideas of like why they're doing the Blue Origin stuff. I'm like, wait, so like you're just gonna put like a block oh shit floating around the atmosphere? I'm positive whatever like extraterrestrial are out there are gonna be obsessed with the idea of just trash floating around in the universe. Also, what's to say that that trash we put out into the universe doesn't come back in like meteor form and cause a tsunami? I know I'm asking the hard hitting questions here. Hi. Oh, my sister is here. Heather is here. We got the whole gang. The whole gang. We're getting back together again. Kicks, we were talking about space. So, yeah, they went to space. Also, it is a miracle to me that Lauren Sanchez's fillers didn't migrate in that when they were free falling. The video, I have to say though, of them free falling, it is hilarious. They're like, "Ah!" I mean, I would be terrified. You're like, I believe you free fall for a bit before the parachute like shoots up. And also, I was listening to another podcast today and they were talking about this. Like, you're telling me that the one thing standing between me and my death as I pass back through the ozone layer is a parachute? I'm sorry. You could not, it could not be me. Could not be me. What if when they went up there they got body swapped with a whole bunch of new celebrities? Like now, what if Gail is evil Gail and Katie is good Katie because she was evil Katie? Uh, okay, well let's move on to the next topic. Wait, I just saw this before I hopped on here. And Bethany, well, first of all, if you guys don't follow, wait, what is their name? It's a TikTok account, but then they're also on Instagram as well as all good social media millennials are. He recaps um Bethany's TikToks. I gotta find his. I'm scrolling quickly, trying to do two things at once. Or my undiagnosed ADD is not great, but um, oh, Evan Lazarus, Evan Lazarus, Evan Lazarus. Go follow Evan Lazarus on social platforms. He recaps Bethany's TikToks every single day. So at the end of the day, and Bethany posts, I think like sometimes she posts as much as 15 TikToks in one day. One. So you got to check them out. And I say all of this because Bethany posted on TikTok. She did an iOS press release that she's moving to Florida. The reason I bring it up, I want you guys to all go look at it because she literally goes, she's like, "Hey, I know you guys are all asking, but like Bryn and myself, we've made the decision to move to Florida." Like that's like the extent of it. She was like, because of personal and professional reasons. I'm like, in the year 2025, if you're making the choice to move to Florida, my brain goes one place. That if you feel that is a safe place for you, you must be a certain type of human. You got to be. And I think y'all know what I'm saying. So that's kind of a nothing news, but it just kind of made me giggle. Lastly, where in Florida? Courtney asked. I know she didn't say where in Florida. I think she doesn't want to get doxxed, but I imagine she'll be in West Palm or Palm Beach. Although I could see her going down to Miami or Boca maybe. It's all the same shit to me. No, lastly, we're not going to recap Beverly Hills here today, but also there's not really much to say. I've said it many times here on the podcast, but I don't like the show. I used to love the show, but I really don't like the show. And this reunion was so weird. It felt like we were talking about everything and nothing at all. And I just, Garcelle's walk off, people online are like, I don't get it. I don't get it. What I'm like, she just is like, she can tell these people don't fuck with her anymore. She doesn't want to be in a photo with people that like won't even look her in the eye. Like, I don't think it's that deep, honestly. I think she's just like, I'm done with this. I've played nice and I don't need to be a part of this group of women anymore. They're all fake. They all don't talk about their real problems. And I'm out. But her just sitting there in the corner of that couch really made me sad. I don't know. It felt like high school. Like it felt like you're at that sleepover that your mom said you should go to because you need friends, but you don't really know anyone that well, and like you end up sitting in the corner, like just like crying. I I just such a bummer, and the big moment for me that really upset me was After Garcelle walks off, Sutton one doesn't go anywhere. And not only does Sutton not go anywhere, but the girls are asking her like what is up? And she legitimately says she's like trying to rack her brain. She's like, "Oh, well there and they're like, "Well, there has to be something." And then she just looks at one of I think it was Erica and she goes, "To be honest, I really don't understand it." What how can we all understand it and you don't? I totally get it. Why can your that is supposedly we're to believe made to believe one of your best friends and you're telling me that you don't understand it and that's why you're not going to chase after her? I'm sorry, Sutton. It's a wrap on you. I'm out. Heather Ann says, I just rewatched Real Houses of Beverly Hills seasons 1 through 6 and it was so good. It sucks how downhill it's gone. It's terrible. Yes. I six to me, to be honest with you though, I think season 1 through 5 and then 7. 6, I believe, is Munchausen, and 6 Munchausen for me is a tough one to get through. It just that was like the first that was our first attempt at doing a season about one thing and nothing else. I just that one bothered me, but yeah, they're bad people, and the problem though is that as I mean, and I'm a part of the problem. I'm watching the show, but they have insane ratings. Insane. Like they think they're the most watched show on the the most watched Housewives on the network. So like it's not like I don't think we're gonna get a cast shakeup. I don't think they're gonna do anything to like make it different because people are still watching. Just continue to add in more people and wait for another scandal to drop. Wait for Dorit to actually wait. Tom, have you seen the what? Sorry, I'm reading comments. So yeah, I just the future of the show is just kind of up in the air for me as a viewer, but I think they're going to continue to stick with everything as is. But let's move on to the reason for the season. Summer House. Summer House. I love this show, y'all. I say it every week. I say it every single week. Feels like a hug. I just love it. It makes my spirit happy. Um so this episode in Summer House, we have so many different like layers of things that really like make for just the best television. We have Lindsay, once again, is pregnant in the house with her ex fiance on her 38th birthday. We have Jesse trying to be a boyfriend to Lexi, which is insane. We have West getting blackout. We have Kyle getting blackout. We have Carl being mopey. There's just like so many levels of things going on. We have Paige and Sierra kind of diving into more. We're really seeing more of their friendship. I think it's great. So we start the episode off with Sierra and Paige at that Kyle first DJ set party. Excuse me. And Kix is in the comments saying Hub House rise up. Kix, if you were Hub House, you would watch the show she's on, and you don't watch it, so you're not Hub House. Okay, catch up. Yeah, I just revealed that in the comments to all of y'all. She don't watch the show. No, so we're at Kyle's first DJ set in the Hamptons, and Paige and Sierra have another heart to heart, or continue the heart to heart about everything happening with Craig, and she starts to really be honest about like the relationship, and you can tell, and we see the aftermath of this later in the episode, but she starts to really panic about the fact that she just said that on camera, and I thought I loved this kind of like admission of I love when we break fourth wall. I just think it makes her much more interesting television. And I it also gives you a really good insight into what the situation is with Paige and Craig and how Paige really is feeling so bad about her success because of her partner. And that's not a good partner. And so I think she's really ready to end it. So we'll see. We'll see. You know, people were saying that they think that she ended it um before the timeline, but they just like kind of owned up to it later in the fact like that she maybe ended it in like September, but they waited to like talk about it publicly until December and made up this timeline that wasn't real. I don't know. But she's out. I mean, she looks checked out. She looks upset. She doesn't want to be in this relationship. It's a bummer. We've all been in that too, you know. We've all been in that situation where we don't know how to get out of something that we overcommitted to. So I feel for Paige. But they get Paige to go out. Paige doesn't hit these clubs very often, but they get her out in these streets, and she and the gang all hit the clubs for Lindsay and I guess Kyle's birthday combined. Seeing Lindsay so pregnant at a club, it really is. It brings me joy. I will say, it really brings me joy. And apparently, there's a confrontation there that happened off camera where Carl and Lindsay had a nice little heart to heart, which I really thought was sweet. And they're moving forward. So people start to go back to the house. The running theme of this episode, though, is that the door, like, there has to be a metaphor for this front door of their home not opening correctly. Like, what is the metaphor there? I need some like theology major to jump in and be like, another being is telling them that they should not be re-entering their old self or something like that, because every time they come back from going out, they're all like drunkenly slamming themselves through the door. Like, you know, like when you're in this is so niche, but like when you're in a play and like the director tells you to like act like you've just come from somewhere. And so like the actress like barrel through a doorway. They're like, it's me. And then the round of applause, they've made their entrance into the play. That's like what every single entrance feels like. They're just like stumbling through. I'm a sucker for physical comedy. So um Kicks, I can't. Someone else answered that question in the chat for Kicks. Um so we get a scene. So they just kind of come in one by one, and then Amanda comes home alone because Kyle and um, West and Lexi and Jesse are all still out. And oh my God. Lexi and Jesse come home first. They start fighting where they think no one can hear them, but there are clearly mics all around the house. So like the whole like their production is able to get some audio. And Jesse is pissed that Lexi was like being handsy with West. And Lexi's like, bro, you got your toe sucked for 11 minutes, quote unquote, a couple weeks ago. I was just helping your friend because he was falling over. He's so blackout. And Jesse's like being such a fucking little fuckboy bitch. Yo, I can't stand him. I can't. He's so manipulative. I mean, I think this is just how a lot of straight men are, to be honest with you. I don't think he's like abnormal in this, but he's like no, it's not the same. It is not the same. I didn't know those those girls. Like, you know, West, you know what you were doing. And she's like, uh, babe, he's blackout, holding it up, blackout. And then they get back into the house and they're like still fighting a little bit. And honestly, Lexi had a great serve to him where he's like, "Oh, babe, I'm sorry we're fighting," and she's like, "We're not fighting. You're fighting. I'm fine. You're being a little twat." And then he drunkenly says that he loves her. Why? Ladies, I'm looking right in the camera so you really hear this. Do not date men like Jesse. He's hot. I get it. He's nice. Yeah, he's funny. But in the core, inside, he's a fuckboy. Okay. So please take that advice. Um, so JW is here in the chat. Like Kicks, doesn't watch anything but just being supportive. I really appreciate you guys. So lastly, we get West and Kyle rolling in at 5:30 in the morning. The only people I know that go out um till 5:30 in the morning are gays at like circuit parties on K. These guys are just on Anheuser-Busch products. 5:30? Well, actually, you know what? Maybe I'm being a little naive. There may be some other things at play here, but because the cameras are down after all. Kix, I know. Thank you for being here, Kix. People who listen back to these episodes, I've gotten comments that they're like, you talk about Kix so much. Like, why is she not just there? I'm like, well, it's kind of hard to pin her down when she doesn't watch the shows. So, but love you too, Kix. Um, yeah. Courtney says 5:30 and only beer question mark. Nah. Yeah, you're right. I'm being a little naive, but in my mind, I feel like Kyle left the behind a couple of years ago. It just doesn't feel like that for me. But so they get home. Kyle falls asleep on in a chair in his clothes. Next morning, Amanda wakes up and l- walks in on him just there in his clothes, asleep. Wakes him up and he's like, "We're having brunch here." He was trying to be so cool. He is so blackout. I pray he did not drive them home. He was probably still intoxicated. Um, so then they have a little birthday brunch for Lindsay, which I thought was really sweet. How could we forget? Emerald brings home another girl. Paige is having a little anxiety attack because of everything that she said on camera. Tries to go to bed downstairs, can hear Emerald having sex, doesn't sleep. Next morning, she's pissed, and everyone at the house is pissed. Now, I want to hear what y'all think in the chat because here's my thing. I think in a normal house situation, people just bring like men, women, people home from a night out. Like if that's the house vibe, like it doesn't no one really should care and it's kind of as long as they're being respectful, they're not like taking the groceries, they're just like coming in to like hook up and head out. I don't think it's anyone's business. But they are filming a show. So I see where the girls are coming from, where they're just kind of like, why are these people just in our home? Like when we have parties, we don't let people inside. And yet these girls just get to like be in here. Oh my god, Danielle George is here. Danielle, hi. Danielle says, I wish someone would tell Amanda that Kyle's antics are not normal for a 40-plus-year-old married man. Walk away, girl. I agree. I mean, he's a party boy, but I think it's I do think it's more normal than you think though for like a certain type of party boy and he is that. Normal doesn't mean good. I think it may be the norm for some people. Um no so but I'm kind of team Imrul a little bit on the fact that he's like having fun. Like why not? Although it did really lose Imrul lost me when he was like I was an undocumented immigrant coming to this country. And so now I'm ready to be free. I'm like, his story about his immigration is beautiful and like the way he's been able to create a life for himself in the city is amazing. But I'm sorry, babe, we can't connect those two things. I don't think that connects to you having threesomes on national television. So yeah, yeah, it was a stretch. It was a stretch, but I still kind of like him. I like him. I feel like the house is being a little hard on him, to be honest, and I really like him. Well, I don't know about really like him. I like him fine. So then we head back to the city and we get a scene with my two favorite women on the internet. That is Lexi's mom's. Oh my God, that was a Freudian slip. Lexi's mom and sister. I say moms because they look identical. They do the same beat. Like they do this same sort of like TikTok highlight shadow beat. If you Haven't seen them. I posted them on my Insta story earlier today. I'm actually going to work on getting a photo up for y'all so we can all look at it together. But she gets this she she gets the two of them together. They go and get espresso martinis and go like sit out and cry. They just they are just something else to me. I could stare at their faces for eternity. For eternity. I'm gonna pull up a photo of them. Now, I am not someone like the type of gay I am. Like I'm not someone who knows much about like makeup. Like I am a pop culture gay. Like I can tell you anything about housewives. I can tell you anything about like movies. Where I can't really the part of the gay stereotypes that I cannot access is makeup. I want to show you all this, and I want to understand if this is good makeup. Now, I know what you're probably asking. Like, this is face tuned. Well, they definitely are editing it a little bit, but like this is what they look like on the show. They look like this. And I also want to really dive into this, right? This is her so this is mom, this is daughter, and I believe she's I think she may be Lexi's younger sibling. Can someone look that up in the chat? Y'all are my producers today. And can we just talk about what's happening here? Can we talk about what's happening here? Like I know drag queens who do like the highlight down the center and then the dot on the nose to look like this as a drag queen. I'm sorry, y'all. Like if you feel fierce, you know what? I'm retracting a bit. If you feel fierce, do it. I just it's a transformation. It's a commitment to a look that is so beyond anything that I could ever do. Like they have to wake up every day and do that because if not, people are going to be like, "Who are you?" Like who's that? I like what does their ID look like? What does their passport look like? So in the chat, what is everyone saying? So we have this Courtney says this is Canadian influencer beat. Well, yes, they are Canadian influencers, I agree. Um a lot of contouring. Yeah, it's a lot of contouring. Yeah. I and yeah, they do look like drag queens. I just don't know if this is like where do we go from here? The mom I'm less worried about because like she has existed before this. But the sister, like, is she just gonna slowly transition to a more natural look? Like what happens when they go on vacation? What happens when you're with someone, like sexually, and you wake up in the morning, baby, she can't sleep in that. She cannot sleep in that look. She will look crazy. So I don't know. I need like a I want someone on TikTok. Now I'm not good at TikTok, but I need someone on TikTok to really tell me, like, recreate the look, like, give me step by step on how we get there. And I want a time. I want someone to tell me, like, how long they think that that will happen. Um, so yeah, work for kind of being able to beat your face like that. They honestly deserve awards, but it's just it's a lot for a mom, a daughter, and another daughter. Now, the biggest aspect of all of this that we're also not talking about is that they live in a two-bedroom apartment, the three of them. And Lexi says that they sometimes will just all fall asleep making TikToks in the same bed together. I'll say that one more time. They'll all fall asleep making TikToks in the same bed together. That woman is like 50, 60 years old. She needs sleep. These divas need sleep. Like, what are we doing? We can't be content creators until like 2 a.m. and wake up at 6 a.m. and go beat our face and do it all over again. I just, y'all, they are so TLC to me, and I need them in a new TLC show called We TikTok in Bed. So I was endlessly fascinated by that place. That well, that place. I say that place. I'm getting ahead of myself. That restaurant they were at because they kept talking. They're like, the mom was like, so like, how long have we been going here, girls? And they're like, oh baby, we've been going here for 10 years, getting these espresso martinis. That was the other thing that I'm like, 10 years. Like the ages. What are the ages? I think Lexi moved to the city when she was like, she had to move to the city with 18. And if Lexi's 28, like, I want her to look a little easier, breezier. She's just so, I'm more of a natural makeup look type of girl. Like, I just don't think we need all of that unless we're really like doing drag, which maybe that's just what they're committed to. Um, and then last thing, we get this nice little cancer charity event where Jesse's at, and Jesse and Sierra are talking, and Sierra goes to just like touch Jesse's back, and Jesse's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 no, no, like let's be a little less touchy." And I'm like, "Bro, you were just trying to lick her foot, and was like, keep your foot away from my face because I'm getting hard." That was like 2 weeks ago, and now she can't touch you, and he's gonna make this. He's going to make this Lexi's fault, not his fault. He's such a fucking gaslighting fuckboy. I cannot. Um, and then the episode ends on Sierra telling the girls about that. So great episode. Had a great time. Now with the time we have left, I would like to answer some questions. So I have some questions on Instagram that came in today. If you guys have any questions yourselves, put them in the chat, and we can talk about some stuff. I don't know if y'all saw, we have the Roses of Miami trailer coming soon. Can't wait for that. Cannot wait for that. And Atlanta, I thought they had a great episode this last week. I love Angela. Love Angela. So let's see. Questions, 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 questions. Where's my little bubble? There it is. Um Wait, why is the stuff not popping up? Sorry guys, 1 second. Here we go. Okay. Addie says Miami is back, and I'm so tired of it being underrated. Also, Jesse sucks. Well, you know what, Addie? Not really a question, but it is a sentiment that I agree with. In the chat, Courtney says Sierra is pushing it with her flirting with Jesse. You think she's doing to Lexi what she thinks Lindsay did to her with Austin? That's a good point, but that is a good point. I think also it's hard when you're I think it's hard to see the flirting perspective when you're in it. Like when she was in it with Austin, it felt so aggressive coming from Lindsay. But then when she's on the other side of it, you're like, that's my friend. And you don't maybe see it that way, which it is very similar, honestly. But Sierra and Jesse haven't hooked up. Although, which there's a question about this. Um, what's your take on Sierra and Jesse being only cast members to not attend Lexi's birthday party? So Lexi on Watch It Up in the after show, I believe, she said that, or maybe it was a podcast, I don't know. She said that she threw a birthday party, everyone came, and then Jesse and Sierra like bailed last minute or something, or Jesse bailed last minute and Sierra never responded. And they ended up hanging out that night and put it on social media. And so Lexi was like kind of in her feelings about it. I think that's kind of fucked up. And generally like Sierra. I don't stand really anyone on this cast, to be honest with you. I just think that they're all kind of like fuck boys, but they're fun. So that's why I like them. But like it feels on track to me that Sierra and Jesse would end up fucking, even though she says that she doesn't want to date people on the show. So I think it's fucked up they didn't go. I think that it'll come up at the reunion, and I'm sure Sierra will have another side to the story. Kick says, "Did you see the photo of Paige and Jesse holding hands?" Kix, you wrote Jesselyn, which is a friend of ours, but um, of them holding hands. Yeah, it was a joke. They were just holding. It was a joke. Paige and him would not date. Paige thinks he's a stupid boy. I don't think she would date him. I think she likes making fun of him, but um okay, so Amit, hi, you came in earlier. I forgot to say hello. Hi. Amit asks Meredith's suspension thoughts. Now, I don't know why she got suspended allegedly, but I did see a couple blind items today saying that this is Meredith from Salt Lake City for those just catching up. Um I did see some things that saying that all of that was not true. That was a lie. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's real. If you guys know more about why the suspension happened, put it in the chat. We have, is Janet the female version of Jax? Um, I don't know about that. I don't think she's the female version of Jax, but I think that she is more just Stassi 2.0. Like she's just trying to be like the star and instigator and this like other persona for television. Like I think that that's what it is. I don't. I think she's much better, a much better person than Jax. Um, but she's not a great person. She's just better than Jax. The Valley premiere was amazing. We have an episode coming out. I just recorded it next week, diving into the premiere with two really wonderful comedians, Michael Henry and Tim Murray. So that'll be out next week. So you guys have something to look forward to there. Um, I do. I did kind of re-fall in love with Kristen Doty on that premiere. I love her. I can't quit her. She makes me lol. She makes me lol. And my favorite part about her was in the premiere when she was like, I just don't get why like women in the 60s smoked cigarettes and drank Sauvignon Blanc until the baby came out of them. Why can't I just have wine until I get pregnant? I'm like, never change, Kristen. You are my queen. Courtney says, do you think Emerald is good in bed or just good at convincing girls to come back with him? I think he is good at bed. Um, I think he's good. I could see it. I think he's a very, I think he's very giving. That's the vibe I get. Kix asks, will you stop grilling Kix about not watching TV? Kix, here's the thing. You come in with comments about the shows that you don't watch. That's all. I'm just calling it as it is. You can not watch it. I don't care if you don't watch it. Um, but JW says no. So stay in the chat. Be here. Be here. Let's see what else. What else do we have here? Oh, do you think Carl and Lindsay will be friends again? I think it can happen. I think it can happen too, Vanessa. I do. I really do. I think that this. I think Lindsay needs some more time to release kind of all of her Lindsay-isms, you know. But I do think that there is a future for them. But my thing is like, what is the future of this show? That I don't know. I still don't know where we're at. I don't really want to see anyone else but this group of people together. Um, but I don't know what we kind of do next. So because Lindsay can't be there with the baby next season, she just can't physically. So, well, y'all, that kind of brings us to the end of our live today. Thank you guys for being here. I love going live with y'all. Next week, once again, we will have the wonderful Emily Hanks from She Speaks It All. Make sure to follow She Speaks It All on YouTube. And the week after that, we'll have Kendrick here. We have an episode with the girls from the Bravo docket coming out tomorrow. Also have a Valley deep dive coming out next week. There's a lot of content coming your way. Also, make sure to check out my other show, Good Judy's, with two of my best friends in the whole world. We just had Broadway's Alex Newell on that podcast. Go listen to that. There's a lot. If while the democracy falls, I rise, and still I rise. Well, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I will see y'all next time. Bye. 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 Bye.